Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing today. And in today's video, we're actually going to be doing a little reaction video to Otzdarvas killer add-ons tier list. More specifically, we're actually going to be looking at his tier list for Skull Merchant. I just thought like this would be really fun to see what he personally thinks are her best and worst add-ons. And since I play her quite a lot, I feel like I'm pretty educated on like what's good and like what's not good with her. So I just wanted to give my little 2 cents and see how it is, what he gave her. So first things first, just please remember this is basically my opinion on what's good on her and what's not. I might think an add-on is S tier, but you might actually think it's F tier. So just remember that this is all very opinionated. And if you want to watch the original video, I will put the link of the video in the description down below, and I will also leave it on a pinned comment. So let's see. So oh no. Oh, I dropped my mic. Oh, I hope you guys didn't hear that. Okay. Professional YouTuber. Okay. Okay, so I put it right when he starts talking about Skull Merchant. And I guess we're gonna play, but I already see tier list. Not expired batteries being so much more lower than before. You know what? I'll talk about it later. I'm seeing one place where it's kind of like I don't agree, but once we get to that specific spot, because I'm guessing he's gonna go like in order from like S tier to like all the way down below to detrimental. I'm just gonna let the video play, see what he has to say, and then actually talk. So let's do it.
Alright, reaching everyone's favorite killer to play as and against. The Skull Merchant, we have a lot
Yay!
of questionable add-ons that have like strange situational utility, and a couple banger ones that are almost always good.
Slay.
The best combination is possibly the Ultrasonic speaker, which is cheap, it's very low rarity, and it's very good, with either of the add-ons to make the slowdown a bit more brutal. This one which makes it longer, this one which makes it harsher.
Okay, I am so confused at this because I also watched another tier list video of add-ons by the Slay Merchant, another Skull Merchant main on YouTube, and they basically put randomized strobes as a really good add-on for her, and I don't get the hype around it. I genuinely don't get the hype around it. I think that randomized strobes is not really a good add-on. Like, I mean, like, yes, it's one extra second. If you don't know what randomized strobes does, it's basically it makes the hindered last longer, like 1 extra second. So I think the hindered, it lasts for 6 seconds. With the add-on, it lasts for 7 seconds. I feel like the 6-second hindered is already enough for me to actually get the down, so I don't see why I have to why I have to use it. So it's just kind of like, what's the point? I feel like the vital targeting processor gives you so much more value, and it's a lower tier. So it's like, I feel like her best combo will always be Ultrasonic speaker with vital targeting processor. Very straight to the point buffs, very straight to the point, and it gets the job done. It makes the hindered so much more slower, and then also with the ultrasonic speakers, it lets survivors get scanned faster. So it's just such a good combo. I might need to try playing with randomized strobes because after like the whole nerfs, well, not nerfs, I'm sorry, the whole rework of Skull Merchant, I just have never like touched it. So I might have to like see how it plays out. I don't know. I see people always talk about how good it is, and I don't get it. Like, why would you get randomized strobes over vital targeting processor? I don't get it.
So both of these are good. You could also...
Oh, he did like, oh shit, he did like different things. Okay, so best combo overall, ultrasonic speakers and randomized strobes. Okay.
This one, which makes it harsher. So
The solid combo. I think the solid combo, what he thinks is a solid combo, I think that's her best combo. I feel like it just is. It just is. Like, why would you prefer randomized strobes over vital targeting processor when it comes to like value? Like, at least vital targeting processor, like what it does is that it literally slows down the survivor even more. Why do I keep getting distracted while making this video? Oh my goodness. Now people texting me all of a sudden. Like, this just gives you such better value because it just makes people more slower. It makes the survivors more slower when they get scanned by the claw trap. So it's like, why not use that? Why use randomized strobes when all it does is like increase the hindered effect? Like, maybe if you combine vital targeting with randomized, it would be a good perk combo. But like randomized strobes alone, like, I mean, like, I could see it not being a bad add-on, but I don't see how it's better than using vital targeting processor. Does that make sense? I don't get it. What's good value? I agree with that. More undetectable, more basically what this add-on does, it basically increases undetectable. I say that he puts it in the green spot, which is good. I agree. I think it's a really good add-on. Really helps with snatching people off of gens and shit. Not bad at all, not bad at all. I think it's also her funnest add-on. I just think it is. It's so fun playing, like, for example, making an undetectable build and snatching people off of gens and stuff, or like jump scaring people. It's just so fun.
You could also pair this with the adaptive lighting, which just increases your stealth by a couple seconds every time you use your power. A fun combo can be the downtime for disabled drones reducing add-on, which is the stereo remote mic. This makes a lot of drones in a single area more annoying, and survivors have to deal with it more often. But every time they deal with it, they summon a new heartbeat terror radius and remove your own, which is kind of cool. So yeah, those two work well together, and they work well with terror radius ability perks. Anyway,
okay.
On to break each add-on one by one. The ultrasonic speaker removes the iframes that survivors have by a small amount whenever they get hit by a tag, by a laser from your drones. What this means in practice is that if a survivor is being chased and has to run through a bunch of drone scan lines, in some instances they would take damage once or tag once, but then if they go through another laser they would be fine because they cannot be hit back to back. With this add-on, it becomes easier to be hit back to back. This means that a survivor that is just frantically trying to go through the tags will very quickly go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 damage to 4 slowdown, and it makes everything more and more horrible for survivors. It takes everything they hate about Skull Merchant, makes it even worse.
And that is why Ultrasonic Speaker is Skull Merchant's best add-on to date. The best. It's, oh my goodness. Every Skull Merchant main is going to tell you, like, literally, if you ask any Skull Merchant main, what add-on should I use? Always, like, I'm 99% sure that 99% of them, all of them, 99% of Skull Merchant mains are going to tell you Ultrasonic Speaker. It's just such a good add-on. It's like using the Toy Sword with the twins before their rework. I don't know if Toy Sword is still like an S tier add-on for twins, but like it's like that for twins. It's like that for Skull Merchant. Like, basically, it makes her drones much more dangerous for survivors because it gives them less time for them to actually get away from the radius. And if you get very good with changing the direction of the drones depending on the timing of the scanline immunity, you can get so many injures and claw traps and hinders with it. It's such a good add-on. It's one of those add-ons where once you try it, you just never want to go back to not using it. Such a great add-on, and I'm a huge advocate for making this base kit. I'm a huge advocate for making this add-on base kit.
The randomized strobes and the vital targeting processor are similar add-ons in what they do. This makes it so that whenever a survivor gets hit by a 4th or 5th or 6th, anytime they get hit a 4th or more times by drones, they get a slowdown. That's when you hear the heartbeat killer instinct. And, you know, they appear on your radar and everything, right? So they get the slowdown. This makes it go from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. This makes it even less likely that they'll be able to run to the next tile, makes it even less likely that they'll make enough distance to go anywhere. It's just brutal and apparently quite strong.
I don't know. I don't see why you would use randomized strobes over vital targeting processor. Like, maybe if you combine the two, it's amazing, but like, I don't see randomized strobes being better than vital targeting processor, because all that randomized strobes is doing is just increasing the time of hindered from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. Vital targeting processor actually is like increasing the amount of hindered that survivors get, so it goes from 10 to 13. I feel like targeting processor is so much more better than randomized strobes. I truly think that it is. Like, there have been so many times where vital targeting processor, because of that extra 3% hindered, I would actually get the hit. Because of that extra 3%. So, I don't know, bitch. I don't know.
The vital targeting processor does something similar. Instead of making the slowdown longer, it makes it harsher. Instead of being only -10, it's now -13.
I love that.
Yeah, these are really, really good in chase.
We love them.
The geographical readout is also a solid add-on, and it has a much simpler effect.
I love geographical readout, by the way. I love it. Okay, we're gonna hear what he has to say about it. I absolutely love this add-on so much. It's so satisfying, especially if you combine it with bamboozle or brutal strength. It's such a great add-on. Such a great add-on. Even if you use it by itself, you still get like really good value off of it. I think it's definitely, before the rework, geographical readout used to be much more stronger. But I think with Skull Merchant now, I still think it's a pretty good add-on. I just wish it was longer. I just wish it lasted longer, not just 8 seconds.
Whenever you use your power for the next 8 seconds, you have like a built-in brutal strength or dark arrogance / bamboo.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Oh, that freeze frame. I'm so sorry, Otzdarvas, for giving you that kiss face freeze phrase. But oh my goodness, one of my OG builds on Skull Merchant was actually using brutal strength, bamboozle, and geographical readout, and it was just so fun, because then you would get like, I think it was like 40% breaking speed. Survivors couldn't run to shit when you had that build. Incredibly satisfying. I absolutely love geographical readout. Slay add-on.
Or fire up. Yeah, you basically have like a fire up effect for 8 seconds where you're gonna break things and vault things faster, which also stacks with any other thing you might have, such as brutal strength itself. So this is quite nice. It means that in chase you will have a slightly easier time, you know, going through windows and catching up to survivors. The iridescent manuscript is a very unique add-on. Anytime a survivor messes with a drone to disable it, you will get undetectable. The drone itself with a mid-terror radius, which is going to be a bit annoying, and it's a real terror radius, so it can apply perks such as chlorophoria, infectious fright, anything else of that sort. And obviously having 15 seconds of undetectable anytime this happens is good. It also serves as a warning that someone is messing with your drones if you didn't notice already. So this is a decent add-on with a bit of a funny effect.
Decent. Okay. Decent. That's it. No, this is a great add-on. Yeah, this is a really great add-on. We're gonna go back. This add-on is amazing. you make an undetectable build with this add-on and you are going to absolutely eat the survivors up. I actually made a video doing an undetectable skull merchant build. I will put it up in the cards up there if you're interested in seeing it. But like, this is a really, really great add-on. I used to think that Terra Radius builds, or like just perks and add-ons with Terra Radius, I just used to think they were so shit because it's like, who cares? Now I understand. Now I care. Now I care because I've literally gone up against a lot of killers using like aura reading aura reading. Was I saying aura reading instead of Terra Radius? I'm not. Oh my goodness. Terra Radius builds. They were using Terra Radius builds on me, and it was just like the most horrific thing ever. I would always think that like the killer is like on my ass, but then in reality they're like all the way on the other side of Midwich. So now I understand. And then like you also get undetectable for 15 seconds, which is literally just an added buff that you get every time a drone gets disabled. It's just such a good add-on. Such a great add-on. Survivors are going to be so confused on where the fuck you are. It's so fun to watch.
If you didn't notice already. So this is a decent add-on with a bit of a funny effect. The adaptive lighting is one of my favorite add-ons just because of its sheer simplicity. If you don't know what you're doing with Skull Merchant, slap this bad boy onto your build. It goes with everything. Anytime you set up a drone, you typically have 8 seconds of stealth. With this, it goes up to 10 seconds. If I remember correctly, it adds a couple seconds. Roughly. So that means that for an extra 2 seconds, you are more likely to sneak up on survivors doing gens, find someone healing, get closer to someone before they start running away. Overall, an incredibly universal and useful add-on.
Yeah. Adaptive lighting is a really good add-on. So 2 seconds might not sound like a lot, but 2 seconds really is a lot, especially with the undetectable. Like without those 2 seconds, there have been so many times where I wouldn't be able to get the snatch or like be able to jump scare a survivor simply because my undetectable would go away super duper fast. With adaptive lighting, it's gotten me so many gen snatches and so many like survivor jump scares. It's crazy. And I love how, because we get the extra 2 seconds, when I deploy my drone to get the undetectable, I could be a little bit more farther away from the gen so that survivors don't really hear my terror radius, so they know, so they would think like, oh no, the skull machine's not here, but when in reality I'm literally right in front of you, bitch. So yeah, adaptive lighting is it's a pretty good add-on. Like I like it.
Closer to someone before this. Next up is the high current upgrade. Any survivor that gets spotted by a drone at any stage reveals their aura, well, sorry, not their aura, their position to your little scanner that you can check from your PDA thing. Remember how she can bring her little phone up and she can check on this little radar? Instead of being scanned for 12 seconds, you now get scanned by 13 seconds. Now, this might not sound like a lot. The difference between 12 and 13, it's not that useful. But keep in mind that for the whole duration that a survivor is scanned on the radar, the Skull Merchant benefits from a passive ability that gives her more speed. The more survivors, the higher the speed. So if you have, for example, 2 survivors, I think it's 5% faster. More survivors, even faster. And being able to keep them in the radar for longer, exactly, means that you also get this passive speed boost for longer. So, not too bad for a brown
add-on. I love this add-on. I actually love this add-on. It's honestly quite possibly my favorite add-on besides ultrasonic speakers. My main build right now that I just love to use is ultrasonic speakers with high current upgrade. 1 extra second of visibility on the radar might not sound like a lot, but when you actually use it, you really do feel that extra 1 second. There's been so many times where like, I don't know if it's just my brain playing tricks on me, but when I don't have this add-on, I feel like survivors are barely on my radar. And then like when I have this add-on, I'm always checking my radar and I always see like 2 to 3 survivors on my radar at once. That never happens before. I don't know what it is, but this add-on just, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice. And it makes it so, and the fact that like, because remember, Skull Merchant has her passive haste with how many survivors are being tracked by the radar. So you're basically getting 1 extra second of haste, which really could mean getting the hit or not. It's just such a great add-on. Like, really, really good add-on. I think it's very underrated. Like, I would put this add-on in A. In my personal like tier list, I would even put it in S tier. But I feel like many people would not agree with me, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna put it in green. Just put it in green.
Means that you also get this passive.
If you want to try Skull Merchant, try ultrasonic speakers and high current upgrade. Just try it and you'll understand what I mean. It really does feel super satisfying, the add-on.
Speed boost for longer. So not too bad for a brown add-on. The powder glass is a simpler monster. Whenever a survivor gets claw trap, which is getting hit 3 times by a tag. You know, getting scanned 3 times consecutively. They get mangled, hemorrhage, and if at that point they get injured, obviously, if they were already injured, they become deep wounded. And if at that point you down them and put them on the hook, they will have to deal with the whole slower healing. This is pretty good. The Skull Merchant is at the end of the day a partial stealth killer, so being able to mess with survivor healing speed can be very dangerous and can put them in a situation where they barely finish the heal, and bam, you show up out of nowhere and mess with them. But yeah, as I point out in the commentary itself, it doesn't help with the actual chases too much. It's a bit of a win more add-on.
I don't agree with that placement. I don't really agree with that placement. I feel like powder glass should be mediocre. It should be like 1 tier down. Especially now that hemorrhage and mangled doesn't last forever. It's basically like on a 90-second timer. I don't think this is good because the thing about powdered glass is that when somebody's claw trapped, I would say like 90% of the time, you want to go for that claw trap survivor because you already have the upper hand with that survivor. They're injured. Why do I keep hitting my mic? They're injured, they're broken, and they get hindered every time they get scanned by one of your drones. Like, it's just, they're gonna go down either way. So what's that hemorrhage and mangled gonna do? Like, what is it gonna do? You get what I mean? I guess like for that like 10% or 5% that you don't chase a claw trap survivor, it's good, but it's just like I don't see the point of it unless you're making like an anti-healing build that you just don't want survivors healing up and everything. And also claw trap survivors are already broken either way. So you would have to leave survivors like claw trap survivors alone for it to get value. I feel like it's more down. I feel like it's more down.
Itself, it doesn't help with the actual chases too much. It's a bit of a win more add-on. The brown nose generator is interesting. Similar to the previous add-on, if you hit them 3 times, right, and they get the claw trap. Is that 3 times? Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah. They become oblivious. This isn't super important. Most of the times that this happens, you're already there, or you're already stealthy from setting a drone. But it is 45 seconds. So what could happen is that someone accidentally takes damage, gets claw trapped, and then you use your radar to detect them, and they have no idea that you're coming, and you have an easier time ambushing them. So it could be this add-on is not as strong as it used to be.
I disagree with this placement too. I feel like brown noise generator should be in good. I think brown noise generator is still an amazing add-on. I think it's a very good add-on. So basically, when someone gets claw trapped, like far away, right? Like super far away, they now cannot hear your terror radius. So they have no idea where you are. They don't know if you're far away. They don't know if you're busy doing something else. They won't know that you're on the way to slay them. You have no idea how many times I've jump scared survivors because of brown noise generator. I have gotten downs because my terror radius was not being shown to them, and I would just get the snatch straight from the generator. It's a good add-on. It's a good add-on. I don't think it's decent. I think it's a good add-on. And I see a lot of people in my comments section talking about this add-on, that it's like it's their favorite add-on because of the value that you get almost every single game. It's just, I feel like this is really good. I'm very surprised that he put it on decent. Very surprised.
We now go through a series of add-ons that have either very small effects or have some kind of downside or are just too situational.
Okay, here's my thing. Expired batteries should be in detrimental, and then the other thing that he has, low power mode, that's in detrimental, move it up to mediocre, like last place mediocre, like right up next to Arivalente, the gray add-on. Put it right there, like close to being detrimental. Yeah.
We begin with the expired batteries. The expired batteries take this boost that we just explained that you get from each survivor and increase it by 50%, I believe. No? Yeah. So instead of getting a 2%, you get a 3%, stuff like that. However, it also makes the claw trap battery shorter, making it harder for you to constantly track these survivors and, making it easier for them to heal again. This add-on is just weird. Why would you want your speed boost to be greater when you can just use one of these two add-ons that we talked about earlier that does the opposite? This
Exactly.
add-on slows them down longer. This add-on slows them down even more. You can use any of these add-ons. They have a nicer effect than the expired batteries, and they do not have any downside.
That's the thing. It's the downside. Skull Merchant relies so heavily on claw traps. Without the hindered of the claw traps, Skull Merchant is just a basic M1 killer with no power at all. It's crazy. So it's like, if you're going to decrease the battery life of claw traps, the most important thing in Skull Merchant's kit, you better give me some kind of buff that is like OP or something. Like you have to like really do something. You have to give me something for me to say, you know what? I think it's worth it. I think the downside is worth it for the upside. You know what I mean? And it's just not, because what expired batteries does is it sounds amazing on paper, but like when you actually do the math, it's not really that good. When one survivor is scanned, when they get claw trapped, they have 3%, right? Okay. The expired batteries increases the speed that you get by, I think, 25%. So 25% sounds like a lot, but it's actually only with the 3%. So instead of 3%, you're going to get 3.25% haste, which is literally nothing. The only time where it's going to be amazing, this add-on, is when 3 to 4 survivors are being claw trapped. But let's be realistic here. When do you have up to 4 survivors being scanned at the same time? Or better yet, when do you usually have 3 or 4 survivors being claw trapped? That never happens at all. So I think this is a really bad add-on. I think it's detrimental. Like, very terrible add-on. I really don't recommend people to use it. I used it one time for a speedy skull merchant build, which I will add the video up there if you guys are interested in it. And I really felt the nerf to the claw trap battery. Like, it was crazy. I would, like, somebody would get claw trapped out of nowhere, and then I would pull up the radar to see where they are, and then I just see on the radar they just immediately leave. Like, the claw trap immediately expires, and I'm just like, it's only been 20 seconds. Like, it's only been 20 seconds. So yeah, no, it's a very terrible add-on. Don't use it.
So these are just a straight upgrade. You can use both if you'd like. So there's very little reason to use the expired batteries, and the downside does come at a bit of a price as well. Now, the supercharge. This is the opposite, okay? This takes your battery life for the claw traps, which is normally 45.
52 seconds? I didn't know it was up to 52 seconds. So it goes from 45 to 52. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry, Otzdarvas. Let me let you continue talking. I didn't know it really, like, it brought it up to 52.
5 seconds, and that's another 7 seconds. One important thing that makes this add-on a little bit better and makes this add-on a little bit worse is that a survivor that is claw trapped, for the whole duration of the claw trap, they count as tracked. So this is a whole time when this survivor is giving you speed. So it makes it even easier to have multiple survivors giving you extra passive speed. So the supercharge is okay. Then again, many times a survivor is claw trap and then you down them immediately, so who cares, really? Not.
Okay. So supercharge. Okay, here's my thing. I think 45 seconds of having a claw trap is already enough time. Like, 45 seconds is a very long time. So I don't see why you would need supercharge. Like, you're already tracking them for 45 seconds. That's already long enough. Usually at the end of the day, they're probably going to get down. So what's the point, you know? But it's not bad. Like, 52 seconds, that's 52 seconds of having an extra 3% haste. That's a slay. It's not a bad add-on at all. I would actually, okay. I would put that add-on in decent. I would put it in decent. I don't think it's just mediocre. I think it's actually, like, a little bit more than better than that. Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Again, many times a survivor is claw trap and then you down them immediately, so who cares, really? Not super good. We then have 2 add-ons that have skill check related effects when a survivor is claw trapped. The shotgun speakers make the skill checks have no warning, similar to the perk from the Hunter's Lullaby, the Hex, and the Addon issue reduces the skill check size, very similar to the perk from Trapper, Unnerving Presence. These add-ons used to be very decent, especially the shotgun speaker, because they work passively within the power of the Skull Merchant's drone area, but that's not the case anymore. Survivors that are claw trapped are very rarely doing gens. They're very typically being chased or running for their lives or repositioning. This add-on simply is not that. The effect could be good with a skill check build, but it doesn't come into play enough for you to actually want to build around it. So
yeah, those two add-ons used to be so powerful. They used to be S tier on Old Skull Merchant, but as of now, the thing about it is that the claw traps are so good as a chase tool that it's like, why? Like, you get what I mean? Like, why use these 2 add-ons when you could just use another add-on that helps you with your chase? Because usually when someone is claw trapped, you'd want to chase them. You don't want to just leave them alone and let them do whatever the hell they want, fail skill checks or whatever. You want to get the down. Like, they're already 1 tap and they get the hindered. Why leave them be? Like Otzdarvas said, if you want to make, like, a skill check build, like an anti-healing build or something like that, it's definitely very usable. and you'll get a lot of success with it. It's just Skull Merchant now works so much better as a trapping slash chase killer. That's just it's better to use add-ons that help you with your chase potential. That's just my opinion.
So both of these add-ons, especially the brown one, that just makes the skill checks a bit smaller and they're still very easy to hit. It's just not that good. We then have the loose screw. It makes them exhausted, but not for the whole duration of the claw trap, just for 6 seconds. This actually is not terrible. This means that if you have a survivor that you're chasing, right, and you hit them 3 times and they become injured, you know for a fact, once they become claw trap, that they do not have access to perks like Dead Hard or Balanced Landing, so it does simplify your chase a little bit and reduce some of the potential variability or potential tricks that they could have up their sleeve.
I've never played with loose screw before, so I can't really say from experience, but like judging by like what I hear, probably not bad. The thing is that most of the survivors that I run up to against, they always use Sprint Burst. So it's just kind of like no point in that, you know what I mean? Because every single survivor that I go with, they're always using Sprint Burst. It's always Sprint Burst. And then the occasional Lithy and then Dead Hard. But yeah, no, loose screw is definitely good, especially if people are running Lithy, Dead Hard, Balanced Landing, etc. If you get the claw trap on them, they won't be able to just escape from you that fast with other exhaustion perks. It's not a bad add-on. It's just I've never really like used it. Never used it. Excuse me, I burped. I agree with the mediocre thing because I'd use another one. Not prototype rotor being in red. Okay, what do you have to say?
The prototype rotor is an interesting one. It makes the spinning speed of the drone a little bit faster, which I guess in theory makes it harder to dodge, but in reality not too much, because who cares? If the speed is faster, it also means that survivors can crouch underneath and be able to crouch back up quicker. So yeah, this is almost a side grade. It doesn't really make your power that much better in my very humble opinion. Now, one very funny thing about this add-on, hilarious thing about this add-on, is what happens when you combine it with the low power mode.
Okay, wait, Otzdarvas, please, before you get into that, wait. I know what you're gonna say, that weird combo. Prototype rotor needs to go up either in decent or good. That's just such a satisfying add-on to use. If you use prototype rotor with ultrasonic speaker, you never have to change the rotation of the drones ever again, because the drones, they're already so fast that it's like you don't have to do it because survivors are gonna get claw trapped either way. It's such a great add-on. It's fun to use. It's just so satisfying. It's so funny, like, to just see the drones going so fast and then the survivors trying to keep up with it when they can't. It's so good. So good. I like it. I'm actually surprised that Otzdarvas put it in mediocre. I actually really like it.
Hilarious thing about this add-on is what happens when you combine it with the low power mode. The low power mode is an add-on that makes your drones not spin. Instead of moving around to scan the area, they just keep like a laser standing still static mode. This is actually really fun. I think it's a downgrade overall, but it's kind of fun because you can aim them at windows and it's kind of like playing Trapper. I personally really like the power mode, the low power mode, sorry. So I personally really like this add-on, even though it's, as you can see, pretty much worse than nothing. But if you run it with the prototype rotor, what you're gonna have is a static drone with
going 10%.
With a plus 10% speed boost. So the drone is gonna be like, it's gonna move like a clock very, very slowly. And it's really, really funny. I haven't done this in a while. I hope it hasn't changed. So that's a fun little thing.
It has not changed. Low power mode is interesting. I never use it because I don't think it's a good add-on. It's definitely interesting. So what low power mode used to do is it literally it was like changed. What it used to do is that it used to actually reduce the cooldown by 15%, so you got to deploy your drones faster. And it was my favorite add-on. I used to run ultrasonic speakers and low power mode. Very great combo, but then they changed it because I'm assuming to nerf her undetectable, because the low power mode plus the I think it's randomized strobes, those two add-ons together letted you have infinite undetectable, and it was pretty strong. So they changed it to that, to where the drone, where if you have it, the drones basically stand still with a line. It literally worked like a trap. Legitimately worked like a trap. When you practice with it, actually learn the spots to put it, like all the best spots to put it and stuff, it could be a good add-on. My thing is, my personal taste, I like the drones to be moving. I find it fun to like pull out my radar and actually change the direction of the drones to get the cloud trap or get the hindered. So I don't use it. I know there have been a lot of Skull Merchant players that actually like low power mode and say that it's very underrated. Me personally, I just don't like it. Don't like it at all. I might make a video on it, like me using it, but I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Let me know if you want to see me use it. Let me know.
We then have the advanced movement prediction. Anytime a survivor is claw trapped, you see their exact aura for 6 seconds, similar to the loose screw. This sounds really useful. Seeing
Not really.
auras is typically really good, but this is one of the killers that needs this the least.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that at any point while a survivor is claw trapped, you can bring your little PDF, you can bring your little thing, and just look at it and see exactly where they are. You don't slow yourself down when you bring up your little phone or anything, and your little PDA, so there's no reason not to. You can already track the survivors, so this is a little bit redundant, sadly.
Yeah, it's basically what he said. Your whole kit is based around tracking, so why would you use a tracking add-on? Like, yes, it's the aura, but the thing is that you already have the survivor's precise location with using your radar, so it's like, what's the point? It's just, what's the point? There is one, and I see it right there. It's gonna be coming very soon. The next add-on. It's the green one that you see right there. This one. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I'm pointing at it. Which basically what it does is when a survivor loses their claw trap, you see their aura for 6 seconds. I feel like that's more useful than the other purple one, you know, because like literally the purple one, you only see the aura after they get the claw trap. So yeah. Stereo remote mic. Okay, since I paused it right here, let me just get into it. I don't like it. I don't think it's that cute of an add-on. First of all, I don't really feel a difference. Not really. But also, I just feel like it's better to, like, when you're at the area where the drone is, why don't you just recall it and then place it back? The cooldown for placing down drones is already, like, not that long either way, so it's just kind of like, why not just do that? You know what I mean? I don't know, like, I've never, like, I feel like I've never gotten any value with stereo remote mic. Maybe with the Arivelente, the iridescent add-on, it would be good, but I've never tried it with that, so I can't really say.
We then have the stereo remote mic, which we touched upon briefly earlier. Survivors will often want to disarm drones to kind of keep them out of working condition so that they can move around the area. And if they do that with this add-on, they passively come back sooner. Many times what you want to do is disable a drone from afar and just set another one, but it kind of allows you to still be annoying passively without having to do anything. And honestly, as a survivor, it feels really, really bad when there's like 5 drones in an area, you disarm a couple of them, you don't even get half a gen done, and they're already all back on. It's really, really annoying. So
yeah, it is annoying.
Even more annoying. It saves about 7 seconds, as you can see in the cloud trap survivors. It's blindness. It's on cloud trap survivors that you're probably gonna down anyway. Yeah, you can drop them off a bit of information, but let's be honest, it's not like they could use it when you're already on top of them. A very, very mediocre add-on.
Okay, I literally always get value off of this. There have been many times that I used that add-on, and survivors that literally rely on windows of opportunity, they just go absolutely berserk because they don't know where else to go. And I just get the easy down because of that add-on. It's absolutely crazy. I think this add-on, the blindness add-on, should be in yellow. I think it should be in decent. I think it's a pretty cute add-on. Yeah, I prefer an add-on to do more than just blindness, but when I'm getting my ass kicked by people using windows, I sometimes want to use blindness. Like sometimes I would use fearmonger and then floodlights, and I'm happy.
The infrared upgrade is a bit of the opposite of the movement prediction. Whenever a survivor has their claw trap removed, you see their aura for a bit. This can be okay sometimes. You're like, ooh, that guy just got rid of it. Where was he again? I didn't check for a minute. Oh yeah, he's right there. It can be alright, but it's only 4 seconds. They many times don't even live long enough before you down them to outlive the whole claw trap. And let's just be honest, if you were able to track this guy on your radar for a whole 40 something seconds, seeing their location for an extra 4 seconds is not that big of a deal. The survivor that just had their claw trap removed was on your radar for such a long time. You had so much opportunity to check where they are. It's not like you're suddenly now super immediately care about it.
Yeah, it's not really like her best add-on. Like we said, Skull Merchant's ability has so much tracking built into it, so it's like, why use stuff that it's like aura reading? What for? You already have so much tracking in your arsenal. Why not use perks that help you in chase, or help you with your undetectable, or like help you with hell, even with speed? Like, just like, why use aura reading when you already have built-in tracking? You know what I mean? It's just kind of like what's the point? ¿Qué es el razón? Like, what's the point?
So yeah, then we already explained the lower pole mode.
Yeah.
Mode, it makes your drone static. I find that really fun, but I think for the average player, it's better to have moving drones. It puts a bit more pressure. It makes it a bit harder. It makes unaware survivors very likely to accidentally step into drones, and it makes it really, really
Mm-hmm.
And that's Skull Merchant for you.
Honestly, yes, period. I basically pretty much agree with his whole tier list. Let me see. Let's actually get everything in. Okay, so things that I don't agree with. I don't think randomized strobes is that good of an add-on. I don't know why people are always saying it's an S tier add-on. And maybe I need to try it to see how it is, but I don't know. I'll see. For me, randomized strobes would be in yellow. Okay, let me see. This add-on right here, oh my god, what's it called? I don't know if you guys could see my mouse. The one that basically adds an extra second for people being scanned by the drone. I would put that in good to best. I think it's a very good add-on, super underrated. The one that gives you mangled and hemorrhage when you're claw trapped, I would put it in mediocre. The one that makes survivors oblivious when claw trapped, I would put it in good. Expired batteries, detrimental. Otzdarvas, I'm surprised. Why didn't you put it in detrimental? I would have put it there right away. Low power mode, I would put it in mediocre. The one that increases the battery life, I would put it in decent. And then the one that makes the drone spin faster, I would put it in I would put it in good. Either good or decent, like one of those two. I'm caught in between with that. And the blindness, I would put it in decent. Yeah. That's basically like what I would do. Yeah. No, his tier list is not bad at all. I pretty much like, I agree with everything. I pretty much agree with everything besides those. Best combo, I don't think that's her best combo, ultrasonic and randomized strobes. I think if, like, for example, if someone is getting into Skull Merchant and they ask me like, oh, what add-on should I use? I would tell them ultrasonic speakers and randomized strobes, or ultrasonic speakers and the one that gives you an extra second when someone is being detected by the radar. Those two there. I don't think randomized strobes is that good of an add-on. But then again, I need to try it out. But overall, pretty cute little tier list. So let's actually leave a like. There we go. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. We are so close to actually reaching 1,000 subscribers, which is fucking crazy. So if you want to help me reach 1K, please don't forget to leave, don't forget to, I can't talk. It's literally like 12:30 a.m. Please don't forget to subscribe, and let's see. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye.